Tom's, there's something nice and simple about your Christmas jumper.
Exactly. It's timeless. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Timeless. Is that the official word in the catalogue?
Yeah. Yeah. It lasted longer than the catalogue.
Oh,
I'm
dear.
just a whore for GW merch. That's
Yeah,
all I'll
clearly.
say.
Yeah, clearly. Stay away from any naked flames.
I keep an eye because I know where you got that jumper from, and I keep an eye for the company that do them. I'm waiting for a Blood Bowl one, but it never happens.
What, for Merchoid or Mercoid, however you pronounce it?
Yeah, I keep waiting, but it never appears.
There are a few very good Blood Bowl t-shirts available, and for the discerning Blood Bowl aficionado, Redbubble amongst them, and other websites are available. But yeah, we just need a Christmas jumper.
That would be good.
Yeah.
Wow, that really set the tone alight for that night, didn't it? Gosh. Yeah.
The spirit is truly here.
The Christmas jumper would be good though, wouldn't it?
It would be. Let me just tap screen.
It would be nice if we had a. What do we want? A new dice, please, one or just a regular? Just a normal Blood Bowl one. What do we think?
Normal Blood Bowl one. Your image has disappeared, by the way.
Oh, have I?
Oh God, you had to say that, didn't you, Tom? Do you not realise this what we're about to enter now is like going to be a cross between Salvador Dali and a Cecil B. DeMille production with a cast of thousands and Charlton Heston as a biblical lead. But I
think you need to lower your expectations somewhat.
I was right. I thought it was going to be a cross between the Teletubbies and Chainsaw Massacre. Yeah,
we're not far off. What do we think of the hat? Do we like it? It's a bit crumply.
I can't. I'm on a small screen. Is that supposed to be Mr. Wonka?
Well, I was thinking more like the child catcher by the looks of things, but
it is a little bit child catcher, isn't it? It's supposed to be Dickens, but it's clearly not coming off that way. Anyway, let's play the intro. Then come in and know me better, man. Hello and welcome to New Dice Please, the bite-sized Blood Bowl podcast brought to you by the people at Blood Bowl Live. My name is Charles Dickens, and joining me this week, of course, as always, Mr. Scott Bryant. Scott, what is your favorite rendition of A Christmas Carol?
Film or audio. If it's audio, it's got to be the Simon Callow one. If it's visual, obviously the Muppets is a standalone one, but you've got also the Patrick Stewart as Ebenezer Scrooge, or you've also got Simon Callow in his one-man show, which is available on Amazon Prime, I believe, for all lucky viewers.
Beautiful. And joining us, of course, as always, Mr. Tom Hoffel. Tom, what is your favourite rendition of A Christmas Carol?
It's got to have to be the Muppets Christmas Carol, hasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Tom,
it's Christmas Carol.
Sorry, Mr. Dickens. Tom, can you just look in the screen and say, "God bless us all, everyone"?
We'll save that for the end.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Well, this week on this very festive Christmas episode, we are, doing the absolutely least original version of a Christmas episode we can possibly do. And I am going to be forcing upon Mr. Scott Bryant and Mr. Tom Hovel their ghosts of Blood Bowl past and possibly ghosts of Blood Bowl yet to come as well. And we'll be seeing what they think. There may even be a ghost of Blood Bowl present in there somewhere as well, but we will get to that later on. Anyway, let's start then. Let's delve back. You are visited by your very first spirit. I don't have spirits in front of me, but I am going to crack open this beer that I've been eyeing up for a few minutes.
Drink responsibly at Christmas, kids. Remember that.
Absolutely. Diving straight in then, I'm going to ask you both to be very, very honest about the last 12 months that we have had worth of Blood Bowl. And I'm going to ask you, Tom, let's start with you. What is your ghost of Blood Bowl past? What is something that's happened in the last year to you in your Blood Bowling that you can look back on and not necessarily be overly proud of?
Probably playing and losing against Norse too many times. I can't get over them. I can't play against them. They are my nemesis throughout the entire season, both in a league and also in tournaments.
Oh man. So we all need to play Norse next season then, yeah, just to hammer
Oh,
this down. Why? What is it about Norse then? Because like I've probably got a bit of a mixed record against them, depending on the team I'm playing.
Yeah.
I just don't know. Maybe I've played against them with multiple teams. So I've played against them with orcs. I've played against them with necromantic horror. I've played against them with humans, and I've tried to use my team's, strength against them, the advantage against them. So, with orcs, I've tried the bashy game with them, but just doesn't come off. With the necromantic horror, bit of a combo. Same with the humans, a bit of a combo. But for whatever reason, those Norse have always pinned me down and just battered my team and just been carnage. And those Valkyries, how they are just frustrating. And maybe that's the thing. Maybe I fixate on those, thinking they're going to be the only real scorers, and try and get to them, and the opposition realise that early on, and kind of screen them off with their linemen. And what's the strength for frenzy?
The Ulfwerners.
The Ulfwerners.
Yeah. Those little critters are a pain in the backside. They really are just horrific. Because I've got, with the necromantic horror, you've got werewolves with frenzy, but they're only strength 3, so you've got to play that quite tactical game where you've got to push. If you get a push, you've got to push that opposition player into another one of your players to keep the 2 dice going. Whereas they can just go in and frenzy all the time without mercy, just with one player. So they've been horrible.
Do you need to play as Norse then? Do you need a Norse season to try and get around them?
You see, I thought that, but ironically, it's one of the few teams I don't have. But equally, it's one of the few teams I don't actually like the figures.
Okay.
So if the sculpts were a bit better, would you?
Potentially, yes.
But, yes.
I've seen, you've obviously got the Games Workshop ones, but then you've got all the other really nice ones as well. I'm a bit of a sucker for brute fun miniatures. They got to do some good ones, but I don't see anyone out there doing a good thematic Norse team. That's it.
Okay, that's fair. All right, come on, Scott. Then you're laying in bed in your little 90 in your hat. The 4-poster bed curtains blow back. The ghost of Blood Bowl past hovers above you. What are you seeing? What is your ghost of Blood Bowl past from the last year?
My ghost of Blood Bowl past the last year has been a bit of xerophobia, actually, or fear of rolling dice. At the start of this year, when we were playing in season 7, first several matches, the dice I were using were just snake eyes 1-1, which when you're trying to build a 2-season build elf team is challenging, to say the least. Playing, and I imagine those dice are being rolled at me by Tom Huns, because he was a bit of my nemesis, even though I did get a draw against him in the Ipswich Open last year, first tournament. I did feel slightly bad for beating Tom there this time 4-0, but then that only lasted for a millisecond. So it would be the fear of dice, and it came back to haunt me a few weeks ago when the Wood Elves Cherry Bombs lost to the Khorne, the Riptide Berserkers, James's team, where it got to a point where it was in the pouring rain, but every time I had to roll a 3 up with a reroll, there was this fear of rolling the dice. And it was justified because I rolled crap, but it was one of those days, I suppose. Well, so that was my big take and big fear, really, for 2024. What about you, Chris? Not that I suspect you've been thinking or planning this for quite a while.
Firstly, it's Mr. Dickens. Thank you. I think if I look back at the last year, it is probably like a couple of occasions where I feel like I've kind of not been able to keep on top of getting a bit salty and tilted. And it's not. I can be happy with the fact that it's not normally, it's not because of my opponent, it's nothing my opponent has done. It's normally around the dice, it's normally around like the way that the luck or the tide is going in a game where I like to think that I've kind of caught myself at some point during the game and been able to turn to my opponent and gone, you know what, I recognize I've been a bit unpleasant in this game, and I'm sorry about that, because that's no fun for anyone. So I'm not gormless enough to have not realized that it's happened, but it's still, it's not nice when your opponent tilts, and we all try our best to make sure it's a fun game, and I've caught myself doing it a couple of times, and it's not very nice. So that's mine. I think that's my big one this year. I mean, okay, so both of yours, I have to say, not not really anything that you've done. Nothing that like makes you look bad. Are you two just perfect players, or have you done something in a game that you felt a bit guilty about?
Do you mean like picking on a defenseless player and killing them?
Whatever you feel you
No.
need to confess to the Ghost of Christmas past.
If I'm not aware of anything, which I have done, I hold my hands up in undue apology, but not to the best of my knowledge. No.
Tom?
No, I don't think so. I think there's times where there's been a situation where both myself and the opposition have forgotten about a skill. So, for example, I played in a tournament where I played against Necromantic Horror, and I was Orcs, and we both forgot that the Wraiths have foul appearance. Which
a pans up. Sorry, I've done that as well this year. But the opposite. I was playing against the person, and they didn't say it, and so I just carried on. And then the person at the end of the match said, "Yeah, we forgot foul appearances." But they were very gracious enough to say it was on them for not enforcing it.
I think that's one of the things that I've done in the past, and I've also, I think once I played against Snotlings, and they forgot Swarm. And,
yeah, that's happened to me this year.
Yeah, and they said about it, and we'd already gone past that point, and I think that was the only time where I've said no, because we were in a tournament and it was just starting. It was the first game of the day, and I said, "Well, I'm sorry, you remember next time." Well, not in those so many words, but yeah. But that, I suppose that's probably the thing that I have done. But then again, as I say, I'm still learning all of those skills, and I've made the mistake myself. For example, I've got diving catch on a human runner, and I'm sure there's been numbers of times where I could have used that, and I've just completely forgotten about it.
Okay. Well, I mean, some good honesty, but you're both very squeaky clean as far as, you're both very squeaky clean, kind players.
Wow, you haven't learned how to cheat as well as you, Mr. D.
It's an easy night for the ghosts if that's the worst we've got to deal with. Well, we're gonna casually skate over Christmas present just for a little bit, and we're gonna go straight to Blood Bowl yet to come. Looking forward then at the next year. What do you want to see, and what do you not want to see? Let's go with not want to see first. Tom, what this next year in your Blood Bowl life, what don't you want to see?
When you say don't want to see, what do you mean? What releases of new teams?
Could be anything. Anything. It could be what don't you want GW to do? What don't you want to do? What don't you want to happen in the world of Blood Bowl? Yours or wider?
I don't want to end up with as many unpainted teams as I do now.
I think unless GW release about 30 next month, I think you're probably good, right?
Well, they've got to be painted. I still have got a heck of a lot of unpainted boxes out there. It's a tricky one, really. What don't I want to see? I don't want to see an FAQ where more things are nerfed. So we've seen a lot of it with a lot of some of the fun teams, like the Goblins, like we mentioned in the last episode. They're really fun, but they've been nerfed to hell. And it's going to be a situation where another team is potentially going to be like that. I suspect potentially something like the Chaos Dwarfs might be pretty badly nerfed, especially with now that they've got iron skin in there. Alternatively, I don't want to see a big rule change in something. So what I mean by that is I don't want to all of a sudden see passing being completely reworked and redone. That's what I don't want to see.
Okay. Scott, what don't you want to see in Blood Bowl next year?
I don't want to see Slan. Let's keep that up there. They it's a NAF only thing. Full agree with the mighty Stu Backer on his comments from last week's podcast. I don't want to see any more real stupid price increases from GW, although they are going to come through as GW. I don't want to see GW ban proxies or third-party sculpts because I think it adds so much flavour into the Blood Bowl mix. And when you see people, it encourages their creativity as well. And personally, I don't want to overlook any painting. I don't want to not paint up at least another couple of teams. I don't want to take as long between painting teams, but then sometimes life does get in the way. So they're what I don't want. I don't want GW to come up with if they do relaunch Blood Bowl in the next year, I don't want them to radically re-engineer it like we saw with 40k. So when they went from 9th to 10th edition in 40k, it really put a lot of people off. A lot of people were chasing the meta, so I don't want to see that. I'm enjoying the continuation and the relationship between Blood Bowl 3 online and tabletop as well. And there's a lot of good cross proliferation of ideas and synergies there. And I am looking forward to next year. There will be at least one new team, if not two, in the Bryant stable. That's what I'm looking forward to. What about you, Chris?
What don't I want to see from Blood Bowl next year? I think GW are going to do what they're going to do. I can't see there being any. I would be surprised if there's anything absolutely insanely groundbreaking. We're due 3rd edition, but I don't think they're going to tear up the rule book. I think it will be kind of a bringing together. It's working as it is, so I hope that doesn't change too much. I don't want to see I don't think there are many teams out there. I know we've had lots of discussions about Hypnogaze and whether that needs changing and stuff, but actually I don't think I really want to see any team be hit in kind of the way that Goblins have, where it maybe it in a serious enough way where it really impacts your kind of enjoyment of them. I don't want to see that from them. I think that's probably it. I just think I feel like it works at the moment relatively. I don't think there's any I don't want any big shakeups realistically. What about the future? What about the Blood Bowl future that you want to see then? One thing from both of you, or maybe a couple things from both of you. What do you want from I want one thing that you want from the wider Blood Bowl, and I want one thing you want from your personal experience with Blood Bowl next year. Scott?
I want a new team. That's first. As in to play a new team. I want to push myself and challenge myself as a coach, moving away from the ones I've played so far. And what do I want from a wider? I'd like, ideally, the remaining teams to be launched by GW. So that would be High Elves and Tomb Kings. So we have the full ensemble then. They're currently going at 2 teams a season, if they are 2 teams a year. So if they stick with that, I'd love to see, and my money is on High Elves in March and then Tomb Kings later in the year. That's my money. And personally, as well as having teams, I'd like to get 4 more SPP on my War Dancer to make it Edge 1. That's what I'd like. So if my next 2 opponents are out there, and just Merry Christmas and thanks.
Tom?
I think I agree with Scott, and so I'd like to see the completion of all the teams. But equally, even though I haven't got them or really want to use the gnomes, I'd like to see a brand new team, not Slan. Just putting it out there.
You want something to catch us off guard, like gnomes did.
Yeah. Like, so for example, something would be quite cool with like chaos, because we've got Nurgle, we've got Khorne. You know, there's two other chaos gods out there. So like, and with some special new funky rules. Not
would
too
you
crazy.
prefer? Okay, so who would be your first choice? Would it be Slanesh or Zinch?
I'd quite like Zinch because we've got wizards. So having a few wizards on the pitch would be quite interesting. And also, what are they? Blue horrors and pink horrors? That'd be quite fun. So that if for example, if you knocked out or injured a blue horror, 2 pink horrors come back.
That would be very entertaining, I have to say. Yeah,
I think that would be quite good. For myself, I'd like to maybe play a few more tournaments. For me, I would like to. I've only played. I've played a few tournaments now. I've never played a team tournament, so that would be something that would be quite good for me for Blood Bowl future.
I want a dog team. I want a team, and I don't mind if that's a third-party proxy dog team. And I'm not talking like the Cutamores. I'm not into that. But I want a bunch of Schnauzer linemen, and I want some German Shepherd blitzers, and I want a big Saint Bernard troll in the middle. I want a golden retriever catcher. I want a dog. I'll take it as a proxy, and I'll use it as whatever I need to use it as. But I think that would be really good. I feel like you could do it with I feel like you could do a good proxy team of vampires with dogs, where the hypnotic gaze isn't hypnotic gaze. It's basically, you've given puppy dog eyes to your opponent and they're swooning over you and they can't move. And your bloodlust is just like you're super focused on a tennis ball somewhere. Like, I want a dog team. I want the bearded hounds. I want a dog team. That's what I want from the world of Blood Bowl.
We have the rabies skill. So it's like stab +1.
You've got to shoot them and put them out their misery. Is that what you say, Tom?
Yeah.
Love dogs. I've got one. So I'm a dog lover. Yeah.
I think like I would play a human team where the entire team were dogs, but except for your thrower, who is just a man with one of those tennis ball like throwing arms, like just positioned to like chuck it.
All these guys Hail Mary. Is that it?
You just Hail Mary. Like that's what I want from personal Blood Bowl. You know what I want? I would like to add a new Blood Bowl trophy to my shelf. I'll take I'll take a spoon, but I'd like something else. I'd like a most cash, most touchdown, or some kind of top 3. I want to add a trophy to the shelf. I want to be improving and be good enough to come away with a trophy.
So I was just looking up there at mine. Oh, yeah, look at that.
You're just looking at your trophy, are you? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at my trophy too. Yeah. A wooden spoon with no one.
Well, look, that's a good dive into Blood Bowl past and Blood Bowl yet to come. So I think it's time for us to look at our Blood Bowl present. And obviously, for our Blood Bowl present, I've got a present for everyone. Now, what I did.
Have these before you do? Have these got receipts so we can take them back?
Yeah. No receipt.
Shit.
No. It's not from Woolworths, is it?
It's not from Woolworths. No, it's not urine covered pick and mix. That's not what it is. No, it is. I wrote a song.
God.
Should we, Tom, do you want to apologise to all our listeners or viewers now? Or should we wait till
Yeah, I can see the viewership dropping as we speak.
Okay, so
Is there any copyright involved on this?
no, there's not. So
Is this
so-
are you going to sing live or is this
No, I'm not going to
pre-recorded?
sing live. So
Please.
a few weeks ago, I sent both of you an AI generated Christmas song about Blood Bowl, and then and then that sent me down a rabbit hole, and then I found one where rather than just so that one I just typed in like a Christmas song about Blood Bowl and rolling dice, and it generated this song, which was quite good. And then I found another one where actually you can write all of the lyrics and you just give it the lyrics and then it makes the song for you. So I sat 20 minutes, bashed out some lyrics to a Blood Bowl Christmas song. And I put it through the thing and I made a Blood Bowl Christmas song.
Beautiful.
Would you like to hear it?
Do we get a choice?
For those of a nervous disposition, please turn off now.
Right. Here we go. Okay. What I'll probably do, maybe as a Christmas treat, is we'll just upload the Christmas song at some point for people to just listen to. So we can talk over this. It will just be playing in the background.
No. Come on. That's
Right,
not doing yourself justice. Come on, Chris. That's
Are we ready? Because I'll be honest, I've maybe listened to this 100 times in the last week. Emily is sick of it. Okay.
Have you listened to it so many times to try and get it to the Apple Top 10 playlist?
I know the words off by heart, but I'm not going to sing it. Okay, here we go. Oh.
Driving down snowy roads, I look at all the lights, and I need Christmas shining through the night so brightly it delights me. But a fear runs through my soul as I stop and know the road I take is full of ones and skulls. And as I mull and think on my decision, I know my dad's will let me down. But it's okay because every year there is one thing on my Christmas list.
Here we go.
Santa, bring me new dice, please. It's all I really ask. I want to roll for pals and sixes, yes. Now that will be my only task this year. If you help me, Santa, now I make this promise here for you that I'll spread my Christmas cheer. Santa, please, now bring me new dice, please, this year.
It's not that bad.
I think Bob Geldof is safe for now, isn't he?
This Dave and die, the elves don't sing, the dwarves don't block, the orcs they fall, the lizards can't pick up the ball, the undead may as well not bother, because I always get the other side. No pow, no push, no six, not even just 1-5. But this Christmas time, I'm sure Santa brings me just what I need to my door. Santa, bring me new dice, please. It's all I ask of you. I want to roll knockouts and injuries, just like you asked me time and time again.
The lights have come on the disco floor. Everyone, ladies and gentlemen. Have a lovely Christmas, everyone. Please.
It's nearly done. It's nearly done.
My luck will turn. I cannot roll a 1, it's just not fun. It's time my luck should change. Eventually my luck will turn. I cannot roll another skull, I've had my fill. It's time for Santa, bring me new dice, please. Santa, bring me new dice, please. Santa, bring me new dice, please. Santa, bring me new dice, please.
What do we think?
So, oh yeah. So we done it. So I had to check. I had a pulse there, and I hadn't moved on to a next incarnation. Yes, it was very, very emotional, Chris. Thank you for sharing. It brought a tear to my eye, and brought tears to somewhere else as well. I think it was wonderful. A bit disappointed that I didn't get a special mention, nor did Tom. So we will take that. I love the sentiment about New Dice Please.
I mean, Tom got many mentions about rolling bad
Rolling
dice. So
one.
Tom got
Yeah.
quite a lot of references there. Would you like to know my favorite lyric? Is
I thought you said you want to hear it again.
No. My favorite lyric is this one. It's Santa, bring me new dice, please. It's all I ask of you. I want to roll knockouts and injuries just like you ask me to, time and time again. So that implies that Santa wants you to hurt people, which I quite enjoy.
Very good. Talking of hurting people, how many threats has Emily made against you for continuing to sing or play that?
She does not want to hear it ever again. I don't think. I think she's very much done with it.
You will be seeing this at the New Dice Please Christmas party next weekend, won't you?
Oh yeah, I'm going to pay the restaurant to put it on a loop in the background until everyone sticks with it. I think comfortably. I think Christmas number 1 is in. I think we've got that in the bag.
I can't see why it wouldn't be Christmas number 1, especially in the Coe household. It'll be the number 1 thing in terms of the divorce papers, Chris.
The number 1 reason,
reason for divorce. AI Christmas song.
I just prostrate myself before the creativity and the genius that is Chris Coe. So yes,
I think the world of music is safe for another day. We can stick to podcasts until next year for now. But hey, if you want a copy of that Christmas song for your Christmas playlist, tough, I guess. Yeah.
Well, they could always ask on one of our channels. They could get.
Yes. Hey, what a fantastic segue. Hey, if you're having a very Merry Christmas and you're listening to us in your Christmas build-up and you want to tell us your Christmas past, present, or Christmas yet to come, or you're desperate for a copy of that song to add to your Christmas playlist, hey, Scott, Merry Christmas. How do people get in touch?
Hey, Chris. Seasons Greens, back to you. If people do want to get in touch, if they do want to tell us all about their Christmas experiences with ghosts or any of the rolling dice activities they may be involved in over the festive season, they can email us newdiceplease@gmail.com. That's all one word, all lowercase, newdiceplease@gmail.com. And any complaints or legal requirements to stop that song, please direct them to Mr. Chris Coe. Tom, if people do need to forward information to their lawyers, and obviously they can't use the email, how else can they get damning evidence about our nefarious activities?
Yeah, if you can't get through to us on email, you can also attack us on Instagram at New Dice Please. We will probably be putting that up on Instagram at some point over the Christmas period, hopefully. Equally, you can listen to us on all the usual podcast channels, Spotify, Amazon, Google Play, etc.
Can we just do a big shout out and a big serious thank you to all of the people who have written into us, all of the people who have given us the comments, feedback, all of the people who have listened, subscribe, whether people are subscribing out of sheer desperation under pain of death just because they like the banality and all the little topics that we do. We're here to celebrate all things glorious that is Blood Bowl. None of us are currently, meta chasing Blood Bowl. Well, we are really. Yes. But anyway, just a big, big thank you to all of our audience.
Yes. Yeah. Huge thank you to everyone and a very Merry Christmas to you. Thank you very much, Scott. Thank you very much, Tom. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening. We have been New Dice Please. And so, as Tiny Tom observed...
what was it?
There are just some people you can educate, and Tom.
Oh dear. I don't think we should even say it. Thank you very much for listening. We'll see you next time. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Driving down snowy roads, I look at all the lights, and I need Christmas shining through the night so brightly it delights me. But a fear runs through my soul as I stop and know the road I take is full of ones and skulls. And as I mull and think on my decision, I know my dad's will let me down. But it's okay, because every year there is one thing on my Christmas list. Santa, bring me new dice, please. It's all I really ask. I want to roll for pals and sixes, yes, no, that will be my only task this year. If you help me, Santa, now I make this promise here for you, that I'll spread my Christmas cheer. Santa, please, now bring me new dice, please, this year. This Dave and I, the elves don't sing, the dwarves don't block, the orcs they fall, the lizards can't pick up the ball. The undead may as well not bother, because I always get the other side. No pow, no push, no six, not even just 1-5. But this Christmas time, I'm sure Santa brings me just what I need to my door. Santa, bring me new dice, please. It's all I ask of you. I want to roll knockouts and injuries, just like you asked me time and time again. If you help me, Santa, with this task, everything will be just fine. Rolling all the dice I need, and have a Merry Christmas time. Eventually my luck will turn. I cannot roll a 1, it's just not fun. It's time my luck should change. Eventually my luck will turn. I cannot roll another skull, I've had my fill. It's time for Santa, bring me new dice.